way.
No.
Yes, hello and welcome to our predictions for Money in the Bank.
If you're wondering what we're laughing about, tough shit.
Yeah, so so I won the Forbidden Door predictions, therefore it's me challenging Regan for the title, but Regan's not here because he's at motocross with his dad.
Fucking Moxley.
Yep. So yeah, I will be challenging for the belt at Money in the Bank, and I haven't even written down my predictions yet. I will think of that as we do the video. Very disorganized. There's a lot going on at the moment. Like work and elections, and I've been working on another video that I'm almost going to upload very soon. Anyway, with that all said, this is 1 year since we started the channel, because the first video we did for GoAWrestling was the predictions for Money in the Bank last year.
Was the predictions on the main channel?
It was on the main channel, and the reason why is because you need to wait 48 hours before you can live stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the channel, the GoAWrestling channel was in existence, but and also it was like literally hours before the event, and we're doing this hours before the event. So it's
compared to other times where it's only a couple of hours, we've still got like 20, not 20, sorry.
Yeah.
Like 13 hours.
Well, because this is Toronto, not London.
Yeah.
But regardless, this is effectively the 1 year anniversary of this channel, which feels fucking weird. Time passes in weird ways. You know, on the main channel, when we were 1 year in, we had just done like the Idiot's Lantern with Jake.
Yeah.
That's strange, isn't it? That's really strange.
Yeah.
And like we were about to do the MCU like 1 year in. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And that felt like such a long time of passage of time, but this is just nothing. Anyway.
Yep.
Money in the Bank. I will be honest, I'm probably less hyped for this show than I was for last year's show. But I still am looking forward to it.
Yeah. Money in the Bank's always it's always a good time.
I think the reason why we were more hyped last year was because of the Bloodline Civil War match, as well as the ladder matches and the London thing too.
Yeah, London being a really great place to have a wrestling show.
That's true. I wonder if they're going to have any of those near the end of this year. Not this company. But yeah, we have another Money in the Bank show. 5 matches. Seems like Triple H and Tony Khan have very different ideas of how to structure a pay-per-view, don't they?
Yeah.
Because this has 5 matches. Forbidden Door had 10 plus 5 on the pre-show. Triple the amount of matches. But yes, I'm a bit stuck actually. What are we gonna say? what are we hoping for on this show?
I'm just hoping for 2 good winners in the ladder matches and some good title matches. That's and hopefully the fucking Bloodline / Team WWE match is good. It's not on the same level as the Civil War match last year, but I'm hoping that it will be still pretty good.
Yes.
I wonder how many were there 5 matches at last year's Money in the Bank? Let's see.
Approximately.
There was 7. There were 7 matches last year.
They also had the John Cena segment last year too.
Yeah, so that actually was like a big show compared to what I assume will be this one, which is a good show. But But last year's was that was a fucking great show.
It was long, I think. I think I
Some real
remember
good
it. It
matches.
was like 3.5 hours or something. It was pretty long.
Well, yeah, it could because of that segment, really, with Cena.
Yeah.
I remember that though. I remember when he said, "I'm trying to bring WrestleMania to London." Everyone lost their collective shits because are they going to fucking announce WrestleMania the next year?
Well, I think Triple H
Uh,
said it's a very expensive idea, but Nick
yeah, but
Khan Nick Khan is keen. He's keen for it, but it's just really expensive.
yeah, yeah, it'd be worth it though. They make a lot of money.
I mean, surely they have to do Wembley to like try and top All In,
I
right?
mean, yeah,
That's the egotistical choice.
I mean, yeah, but it's also like, come on, kind of gotta
They could. I mean, you know what they could do? They could
that,
do.
or you do the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, which is also pretty massive.
They could also do Twickenham as well, which is a rugby stadium.
Mhm. Like the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is also in London, and let me just check the capacity. It is 62,850, and
Hmm.
it's like it's a stadium that was made in 2019, so it's like a really new one. My
Yeah.
dad's been there. Apparently, it's like really impressive.
Twickenham is for rugby. It's 82,000, but obviously the field would be full, so you could have like 90 to 100,000.
Yeah, you probably could have like yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
It was built in 1907. It's very
Oh
old.
boy,
Yeah.
very old.
I believe it's the biggest rugby union stadium in the world. It's one of them.
Hmm.
I mean, it doesn't have the biggest capacity. The biggest capacity was Australia Stadium in 2000. Yeah, 2000. 99 to 2000. They had like 110,000 capacity because of how high the stands went. And it's got like a big harbour bridge over it. Sydney Harbour Bridge. Anyway, back on topic. Toronto. Oh, yes, that's true. I should mention that Toronto is famously a great place for wrestling because the crowd is always hot.
Mm-hmm.
The crowd is always very good in Toronto. Those Canadians, they love their wrestling. Um, yeah. Let's talk some matches. Let's go
Yeah,
for Sami Zayn versus Bron Breakker for the Intercontinental Championship.
this feud's actually been pretty well built, and has done a really good job at building Breaker. I think since he's been called up to the main roster.
Yeah, they've made Bron Breakker like this. He just goes and spears people and wrecks people. That's kind of his gimmick at
Yeah,
the moment.
he's insane and freakishly
Sent
athletic.
sent Ricochet to AEW. Well, all we assume, but that's probably where he's going.
Mm.
Yeah, but Bron Breakker is he's a big name for the future. But is it his time
Oh yeah,
now?
definitely.
Do we reckon?
Mm. Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, Sammy's had his feud with Chad Gable, and he had that Logan. Did he have was it a Logan Paul match or was it something else? No, sorry, my brain. Fucking, it was the Bronson Reed triple threat match. Logan Paul was
Yeah,
bloody Cody Rhodes. The
yeah,
Saudi show
and
is
you'll probably
just
think of him going for the US title with LA Knight.
yeah, true. But the Saudi shows confuse my brain. They're so strange. Uh, but yeah, I think it's probably the right time. I mean, look, Gunther had the belt for ages. I think it's fine to have a short reign. And yeah, I mean, there's no harm in having Braun Breaker win this, is there?
No, yeah.
So I am predicting Braun Breaker, and so does Regan, he also predicts Braun Breaker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if I was predicting it, I'd also go with Breaker.
Mm. But you're not, are you?
No,
Because you're not the number one contender. You're competing in a one-man ladder match for the Money in the Bank briefcase. Yeah.
But yeah, I think Breaker will. Well, I think Breaker will win. Yeah,
I think this has a
but
potential to
Sammy
be
winning wouldn't totally surprise me if Triple H wants him to keep the belt until like SummerSlam. But I feel like it's probably the right time to do it now.
Sammy doesn't lose anything by losing, but Braun Breaker would lose something by
No.
losing. Yeah, I think this has potential to be a fun match too with these two.
Oh yeah,
They seem like compatible Pokemon.
Yeah.
And yeah, Braun Breaker should have a Scott Steiner reign. What do you think are his mathematical odds of winning?
Well, I just know that's how his drastic go down.
No, I mean as in using Steiner math.
I did use Steiner math.
Oh, what'd you say?
Go down.
Oh yeah, true.
Drastic go down.
I mean, Samoa Joe's not on this match, so you know.
Senor Joe. The
Yep.
numbers don't lie.
The numbers don't lie, do they? So we have a 6-man tag team match. We have the bloodline of Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu, with Tonga Loa at ringside, versus Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens. Do we think Roman Reigns returns on this show?
No. I think he returns at SummerSlam.
Because some people say that it's Roman versus Solo Sikoa at SummerSlam is the right call.
I agree, but I don't think that's happening.
Do you think it'll be Roman returns at SummerSlam and it builds to War Games eventually? And they have maybe Roman and Solo have matches in between, like a Crown Jewel, maybe? I don't know. Because if Roman's going to return at SummerSlam, when is he going to have a match?
Forget when the next pay-per-view is.
They usually have, I mean, I guess the Bash in Berlin show?
Yeah, that's still pretty. That would be weird because that would be a Gunther match when put him as world champion, I guess.
True.
After that is Crown Jewel, which is Saudi.
Yeah, I mean, Roman will probably be on Crown Jewel.
Yeah, and then it's Rumble after that.
Well, War Games first, isn't it?
Oh yeah, War Games. Sorry, yeah. And then it's War Games, and then it's Rumble. At the start of February, rumoredly.
They might have like a Payback or a Fastlane in there too. I'm not sure. They did last year.
Yeah.
But yeah. So this match, I am tossing because I feel like it depends on what story they want to tell here. But at the same time, the Bloodline have just excommunicated Paul Heyman from the group.
Yeah. Through a table.
Yeah. And if someone's going to get pinned in the Bloodline, it's going to be Tama Tonga. But even then, they have presented him as being pretty strong so far. Maybe not on the level. Like Jacob Fatu, even more so. I think it's tricky. It just depends on what they want to do. But I'm going to go with the Bloodline to win this, I think. Because I think they need it more. And Regan has also gone with the Bloodline. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a feeling, Bloodline will also win.
Because Kevin Owens can easily get pinned. But in saying that, though, if Solo Sikoa pins Cody Rhodes, that could be his reason to challenge for the belt at SummerSlam, right? Not that I want that. I don't want that match. The other factor is if Randy Orton was to turn heel on Cody and cause him to get pinned, that's possible. But I don't know if that'll happen. But some people have theorized that Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton could have a match.
Yeah. Possibly. Yeah, yeah. If I would also say Bloodline win. Hopefully it's a very intense, fun match. But in terms of stakes, it's obviously very little.
Yeah. So we have a last chance match for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Oh yeah, it's officially dubbed that.
Yep. If Damian Priest wins, Rollins can never challenge for the title again as long as Priest is champion. If Rollins wins, Priest must leave the Judgment Day. I think this is really obvious. Damian Priest is winning this. I have no doubt.
Yeah, in terms of if this match goes through, then and goes for the full distance, and I think he will win. But there's might be shenanigans.
The only possibility I can see is if Seth Rollins wins by disqualification. Like that is possible. I don't think Seth is getting the belt back. Is what I mean.
Yeah.
Very and also I'm gonna make this my Genesis pick. I'm dead certain of this result.
Oh wow, very confident.
Yeah. Because as much as one of the Money in the Bank matches might be the main event, and that would make sense to do Genesis for, there's like 6 people in each match, and there's
the
quite
thing
a few.
is, I don't know if the women ones will main event, and I definitely know that the men's one won't, because Drew has said multiple times that when he wins, he will cash in on the championship match.
That's
so that's
true.
going to probably open the show.
That's true, actually. I mean, the Bloodline match
But
could
the
make
women's one might. The Bloodline match main eventing makes sense to me.
The Bloodline match main eventing makes sense if Roman Reigns is on the show. I'll say that.
Yeah, but I think even if he doesn't, they probably would still main event.
Regardless, I'm going to choose Damian Priest as my Genesis pick because I'm dead certain of that result. It's the one where I'm like, this is the one that I know the result of, pretty much.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, Regan has gone for Seth Rollins to win this, which I'm surprised by.
I think because if they want to do Seth and Gunther at SummerSlam, that's definitely not a bad match to have. That'd be a great match.
I mean, I guess as a transitional champion to do babyface versus heel, yeah, I can see that. And also,
and have Gunther just go over.
And also, let's not forget, he watches the TV more than we do. Like, he watches Raw and SmackDown all the way through, so he's more tuned in.
He did say that the Scottish ladies would win the tag titles.
Yeah, and they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe he has a point. Let's talk about the women's Money in the Bank ladder match with Io Sky, Chelsea Green, Lyra Valkyria, Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, and Zoe Stark. I'm going for Tiffany Stratton to win this. I think it's just kind of it's sort of a foregone conclusion. It may not happen. There may be like an alternative option in there, potentially. But for me, I think Tiffany is the right choice because I think in the next year she will be ready to be champion. But there's also some other people on this list that could be good. I think Chelsea Green would be hilarious with the briefcase. I think she'd be really entertaining.
Yeah, definitely.
Io Sky won it last year, so she doesn't need to win it again. And if you want to elevate Valkyria or Zoe Stark, that's possible, but they're not really doing too much at the moment. And Naomi again is an option, I guess. But for me, it's either Tiffany or Chelsea are the best choices.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I've gone for Tiffany Stratton.
I think that's sort of the pick everyone's gone for months now, because she's sort of beckoning for that sort of run with the gimmick. I think realistically, there's only 3 winners in this. I would either say Tiffany, Chelsea Green, or Io Sky. I feel like are the best options.
Yeah, Io could
And
do
the idea that
imagine if Io did back to back and cashed in on Bayley.
they did talk about that on SmackDown a lot. How no one's won the briefcase back to back since Punk.
Yeah,
and I feel like that's something that
well, he's technically
could be very interesting.
Technically, he's the only one to win it back to back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which is very strange, considering their feelings towards Punk at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say back in like, I would say there were certainly people who doubted CM Punk, but in terms of Vince, who's the one that really mattered because he was the booker, I'd say he was fairly moderate on CM Punk around that time, especially the second one. I think Vince was a lot more positive once he turned heel in 2009. I think he was, and that's why he let him and Jeff main event SummerSlam. He was much more favorable to CM Punk once he turned heel. But then, of course, CM Punk started to, act up and actually fight for what's right. And Vince is like, hang on a second, can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, those are pretty much the only options I can see winning this match. I don't see Live Valkyrie winning this. I don't see Naomi winning this, and I don't see Zoe Stark winning this. Yep. Really, the only options I see that are like very possible are Tiffany and Io. Chelsea would be great, but I don't know if they would sacrifice Tiffany for that. So
I don't know
if I was making choice,
I mean, you got to remember this is for like a world title.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think Tiffany is the banker.
Regan's gone for Tiffany, and Dunn, he's made it his Genesis pick.
Oh wow, very confident. I think compared to 2 ladder matches, I think I'd be more confident on Tiffany than who I think is going to win the ladder match for the men's.
Well, the men's ladder match is interesting because I feel like there's quite a few options that could work here.
There is quite a few options, mainly because there's like 4 people, 5 really, who 5 of them have not won world championships, but also involved with other things. And then 2 of them are like sort of like new / not built up to properly to be world champion. And then you've got one outlier who is not only a former world champion, one of the biggest guys in the company, and also has specifically said that they are going for the world championship straight away if they win, which makes it feel like that it's either going to be him or not very hard. It's like, you either think he's going to win or he's definitely not.
So in my mind, that means that either Drew wins or CM Punk screws him again.
Yeah, it's one of the. I think CM Punk gets involved tonight. Either way, it's just when.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because Drew could win the briefcase, cash in, and CM Punk screws him out of that.
Yeah, John Cena style to Baron Corbin.
But actually good.
Yeah.
Last year we wanted LA Knight to win. He doesn't have the same level of insane hype like he did 1 year ago.
No, it's not on the same level, but he's still very over.
He is still very over. But the thing is, he's more like an 8 rather than a 10 now, in terms of how over he is.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
That's fine. But that's like the fact that he's still very popular and still has pretty good matches, and everyone's clamming for him to beat Logan Paul at SummerSlam, that's still a very good level for him at this point
Yeah.
in time.
But because he's facing Logan Paul, I don't think he's winning this match. Because
Yeah,
it's
I don't think Knight's winning.
because I feel like US title is his future.
Yeah, he will win it next month at
Which
SummerSlam and then
means
hold it for
I
a
think
little
the
bit.
least likely person to win is Andrade, sadly, even though I really
Yep,
like
because he
Andrade.
is well, that's because, he is the WWE Speed Champion.
Yes, that's true. Fucking hell.
And also, he's not been really been built up to for, 7 fucking months he's been
Yeah.
back.
Now, there is a dark horse in this match, and that is Chad Gable. And the
Oh,
reason
really? That's
and the
dark horse.
reason why I say that is because Gunther is going for the world title at SummerSlam. And
He
Chad
is.
Gable
That
had
that is
that feud with
very true.
Gunther. I'm not gonna predict Chad Gable, but I think it's possible.
Mhm.
Because I think for his character, a Money in the Bank briefcase is exactly what he would need to win something.
Yeah.
Jay Uso is possible, but I don't
He
think.
is the poster boy at
Yeah,
the moment.
he is, but I don't want him to win it, to be honest.
No. He needs to really prove himself as a singles wrestler, and he's done fine, but that match with Jimmy at WrestleMania was the drizzling shits. So
Yep. And also, the Yeet thing is
him
getting too
having a
much.
run with the world title for at least like a month or two, he needs to cut it. That's why he needs to win probably the mid card belt at some point.
That's true.
But the issue is then it's going to be Bron Breakker who's going to be probably winning it.
Yeah. I
You could
think
have a feud with Bron Breakker though at some point. That's not a bad idea.
another thought I have is that, as cool as it could be for Carmelo Hayes, I think it's too early.
The thing is, yeah, it's the thing. There's the idea that that's just never been done, but I think it would be more suited to someone like Chelsea Green. Is someone who constantly tries to cash in, literally until the final day of able to do it, which would be next year's Money in the Bank.
Yep, I've always wanted that idea.
So I've always and I feel like Chelsea would be the great option for that.
Oh,
But
yeah.
with Carmelo, I feel like I would not be upset at all if Carmelo wins it because you need to then build him over the next year to actually then win it. And I feel like if anybody is capable of being built up to, it would be Carmelo.
Yeah. But as cool as Carmelo winning this could be, I feel like maybe next year's Money in the Bank would be more suitable.
Next year would, if he can get a couple feuds in and really get over his character, then yeah, maybe next year I think would actually be the better option.
Yeah, because I feel like he's only really he's mega over with the people who watched him in NXT, but there's just
Like this match will be a very great chance for him to get over on a main show.
well, he's entered into a very, very stacked roster, and he's not featured as heavily on it as other people are. Whereas in NXT, he was one of the top guys. But yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
Carmelo Hayes is going to win. I definitely don't think Andrade is going to win. Which leaves the other four. I think LA Knight's going for the US title, so he's not going to win. Which means it's Drew McIntyre, Chad Gable, or Jey Uso. I want to go with my heart instead of my head and say that Jey Uso is not winning this match, even though maybe he might. Drew McIntyre or Chad Gable. Okay, I think I have to be sensible here and go with Drew McIntyre, but I'm making it my Androzani pick. Because there's a highly likely chance it doesn't happen as well. But for safety, I'm going to make it Androzani pick because I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And Regan has gone for Jey Uso. Oh dear. Oh dear.
God.
He's probably right as
I
well.
actually would be. I would be really annoyed. Yeah.
He's also made it his Androzani pick because he's not certain either.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking hell. Jey Uso, why? It's weird because 1 year ago, Jey Uso was like the man. He pinned Roman Reigns. Remember that? At
Yeah,
last year's Money in the Bank, he was like everyone's favorite person on the show outside of LA Knight and John Cena.
yeah.
But yeah, that's the predictions for Money in the Bank. That was short.
Yeah, there's only 5 matches, so
Yeah, as opposed to AEW with his 15. Yeah. We'll see you on the review, I guess. Any final thoughts?
please don't let Jay win, please. That'd be really annoying.
For a second, you said Jay, and I thought of Jay White because we mentioned AEW.
Jay White.
Jay White's facing Hangman on Collision, or at least he may have already done so.
That would be cool. That would be very cool. No, I think it is live. I think that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. And I believe Jay White is 3-0 against Hangman.
He's beaten 3 times.
Yeah, Jay White's won 3 times and has lost 0.
Ah, well, that's gonna be good for when Hangman beats him then.
Yeah, well, it's the Owen Hart tournament, and obviously Hangman is going to the final match of that at the very least.
Yeah, it's either going to be him or Danielson. So
Yeah. Anyway, I bid you adieu, good night, goodbye.